Hi friends! So my latest blog post, which will be published shortly, is it's all about the concept of home. So if we're fortunate enough to have a home, a house, an apartment, a van, whatever, like that's oftentimes what we think of as home. But over the course of the past several months, I'm really starting to try to embody that home can be anywhere. So I've been going and going and going all summer, whether it's work travel or fun travel in my van. I haven't really spent a lot of time at home in the sense of the place that is my legal address, my house. And back in August, after a hard week of travel, just waking up in different cities and some really interesting and somewhat difficult situations and conversations, I really, like I said to my husband, like, I just want to stay home this weekend. And I wrote more about that in the blog post, but part of that was, it was right before my bleed. So if you're in perimenopause, you know, like, it's just exhausting the week before the bleed. And I know for me, it's become important just to allow myself to not be superhuman, to allow myself a little bit more rest. And as a road warrior, I found it very supportive to have a ritual of sorts before as I arrive into my hotel room. So that includes a short meditation first thing I do when I arrive. I also like to give gratitude to the original inhabitants of the land. So there's a great app called Native Lands, which shows you the original inhabitants of that land. I organize my things, like physically unpack my things, and also set up my computers because I work off of two different computers, and just really get myself organized for whatever I have to do the next day. Exercise, non-negotiable. I'm actually seeing a new therapist who incorporates exercise into her therapy, and it's been really profound for me to have that. Well, I've been in somatic therapy for quite some time, but this is a bit of a different experience. And then I like to find a little local flavor. So for so long in my road warrior life, I felt like I always had too much work to do. I had to stay in my hotel room and order in and just work. And this time around, kind of post burnout, I made a promise to myself, I'm not going to do that. That doesn't mean that there's some nights like I just want to stay in and order DoorDash. That's amazing. But I try to go out and find either a local restaurant or, sometimes even a yoga studio or something local, a market, whatever. And then it comes to sleep. And this is the hardest thing for me. I do not sleep well in hotel rooms, but I spend much of my life in hotel rooms. So the one thing I've learned that I will share is do not turn on the TV and put your fucking phone down. I find that if I do either of these things, anything that involves a screen right before bed, I get sucked in and I am watching stupid shit till 3 a.m. and then I'm exhausted. So read a book, write in your journal, meditate, something that does not allow you to get sucked in by a screen. And this is important because I love the work that I'm doing right now, and it means I'm going to spend a lot of time traveling. And I also love the time out in my van or just traveling and seeing the world. Like my goal is to be nomadic at some point in the very near future. And so it feels important that home can be created anywhere. So I'd love to know what you think. You can see the blog post on my website, jenjortnercassidy.com. And of course, would love for you to subscribe and leave a comment. See you next time.